Alright, what's going on, everybody? We are live for the BattleHawks and the Brahmas. Here to start week 9 in the UFL. Gotta change the scoreboard from last week. Game just kicked off. We're about to see the game's first play from scrimmage. BattleHawks get the ball first. Bad return to just the 20-yard line. Duggan, the throw here, pressured very quickly. We'll get rid of it to Hakeem Butler for a gain of 6 yards. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Oh, why did I just type that entire thing over? I had the Brahmas there already. But welcome to the stream, everybody. BattleHawks with the ball on their own 26-yard line. 2nd and 4. Duggan in shotgun, Sellers to his right. Duggan will look to throw, given time. Duggan gonna take a shot down the field. Oh, it's caught by Jakor Pearson as he rolls out of bounds near midfield. Nice throw from Max Duggan. Looks like that might have had a chance to get deflected by the Brahma defender and potentially picked. But a nice throw from Max Duggan and a first down and a big chunk play for the BattleHawks offense. Here they go to the ground. Sellers stumbling his way for about 4. Hold on, I'm putting out a poll, but I can't seem to type correctly. There we go. Alright, there's the poll. Be sure to vote on that. Jacob Sellers is 466 rushing yards so far this season. Lead the UFL. And it's also the most in a single season in BattleHawks franchise history, meaning the last 3 seasons. 2nd and 4, Duggan under center from the 44. Off play action, Duggan looks to throw all kinds of time. We'll just find Sellers in the flat for what's going to be very close to a first down. And looks like they'll mark him down just short. There's also the ball marker. They actually gave the BattleHawks a first down on that one. So 1st and 10 from the 40. Good looking drive so far for the BattleHawks. Here they flip this to Jennings on the reverse. And Jennings gets a couple of blocks. And Jennings can gain about 9 down to the 31-yard line. And this has been a very good opening drive for this BattleHawks offense. Despite not getting a very good kick return, they've had a really nice drive. But be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. I've got the BattleHawks in this game 25-11. I think this is a good opportunity for their offense to really get going, especially Max Duggan in the pass game. I just think they're a much better overall team. There's a handoff. Sellers up the middle for just a yard. Make it 3rd and 1. This game is in St. Louis, despite the BattleHawks technically being the home team. Or sorry, the Brahmas technically being the home team. The game in St. Louis. And the BattleHawks actually hosting the Brahmas twice this season. It's supposed to be 1-1, but due to scheduling issues with the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, BattleHawks host twice, which I'm sure the UFL is not complaining about, considering the BattleHawks have the best attendance by a lot. 3rd and 1 from the 31. We'll go back to the ground. Sellers straight ahead for a first down. Got 2. Needed a yard, and the BattleHawks move the sticks. Wait, so now do I have this correct? It's BattleHawks versus Brahmas, or Brahmas versus BattleHawks? When I made my video yesterday, it showed as if and I looked it up, it showed as if the Brahmas were the home team, and they're wearing their home uniforms. Obviously, the game in St. Louis, and on the game scoreboard, they got St. Louis on the right, as if they're the home team, so I really have no idea. Here's Duggan, who'll hand off. Jacob Sellers running into his own lineman, and Sellers is going to only gain 2. BattleHawks, they have just 3 points on opening drives this season, which is tied for the fewest in the UFL with the Showboats. In field goal range here at the 25. Here's a 2nd and 7. Duggan in the pistol. They'll flip this forward to Ja'Cour Pearson. Going to try to turn the corner. Got a block on the outside. And Pearson forced out about a yard short. Actually, make it 2 yards short of a potential first down. So it'll be 3rd and 2. Second catch the opening drive for Ja'Cour Pearson. Yeah, so it's 3rd and 2. From the 20. Duggan in shotgun. Sailors to his left. Pearson motions out wide. Duggan going to look to throw. Duggan throws outside for Sailors. He's got a first down. Spins back inside. Breaks a tackle. Sailors still fighting for yards. He's thrown down at the 9. A first down for the BattleHawks. And they continue to just go right down the field on their opening drive. I think that was actually just the play design, just to get it out to Sailors in the flat. Because it looked like there was guys blocking, which could have been pass interference, although I think, I'm not exactly sure on the rule, but I think if you catch it behind the line of scrimmage, there's no pass interference. 1st and goal from the 9. Here's a handoff. Sailors breaking tackles, and he'll gain 4 down to the 5-yard line. It's been a very good opening drive for the BattleHawks. Max Duggan is 5 of 5 for 50 yards. They've also run the ball somewhat effectively. It's an 11-play, 75-yard drive, taking 6:09 off the clock so far. And right now, if you're the Brahmas, you got to be aware of a quarterback run. BattleHawks, they really like to go run Max Duggan in these goal line situations. Jarvion Howard into the game at running back, standing to the left of Max Duggan. 2nd and goal from the 5. Duggan, hands off. Howard for about 2, not much. Makes it 3rd and goal from the 3. Duggan in shotgun. Howard to his left. Ball on the 3. 3rd and goal here for the BattleHawks. Play clock at 5. They'll get the snap off. Brahmas bring pressure. Throws towards the end zone. It is broken up. Hakeem Butler, the intended target. It's 4th and goal. They try to fade to Butler. Almost had it. But broken up. So the BattleHawks forced to settle for a field goal here on their opening drive. It's going to be a 21-yarder for Rodrigo Blankenship, who's only missed once this season, which was last week right before halftime when he hit the crossbar on a 58-yarder. And the kick for Blankenship is good. Make it 3-0 BattleHawks. But a great first drive for St. Louis. I mean, I'm sure they would have liked to get in the end zone, but a great first drive. They go 13 plays, 77 yards. Take 7:44 off the clock. And end in a 21-yard field goal for Rodrigo Blankenship. I think an encouraging sign in that opening drive is Max Duggan. 5 of 6, 49 yards. And the one incompletion, they were just throwing essentially a 50-50 ball to Hakeem Butler. Although when you throw it to him, it's more like a 75-25 ball. Yeah, I definitely think that's encouraging because Duggan has not been very good as a passer for the BattleHawks since he's become the starter. I mean, he's been very effective as a runner. His 5 rushing touchdowns are tied for best in the UFL. And he's 8th in rushing yards with 293. But he has not been the most accurate quarterback. He's only thrown for 563 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also 4 interceptions. And hold on, let me pull up some other stats for Max Duggan. Duggan, he's completing about 54.8% of his passes, which is not the greatest, obviously. Let's see. Among current starting quarterbacks, that is, I think, worst. No, Tayamu's worst at 53.6. Yeah. And if you want to count Jamar Smith, he hasn't been great either, 53.1. But he started one game. But the Brahmas can get the ball for their first possession here in this game. BattleHawks lead 3-0. Brahmas had a very disappointing season. The BattleHawks 14-play drive, their longest drive of the season. But Blankenship to kick off. So he kicks it away, and it's going to be returned from about the 2. And here's Deshaun Corbin on the kick return, and he is hit near the 20 and dropped pretty much right there. Not a very good return. But Kellen Mond is the Brahmas starting quarterback this week. They've gone back to him. He started the first 5 weeks. Was not very good, with just 2 touchdowns in 5 weeks. And he's only averaging like 119 yards per game. But he's got a lot of talent, and the Brahmas going to go back to him here this week. Mond in shotgun. He'll hand off. Corbin up the middle. And Corbin with a lot of space. Deshaun Corbin first down, still going. And he gains 13 on his first touch. Deshaun Corbin, a really good performance last week, with the most rushing yards by anybody in one game, with over 150 rushing yards, I believe. Hit over 180 scrimmage yards. Really good performance for Deshaun Corbin. He's got over 100 yards back-to-back weeks, and a good 13-yard run on his first touch. So from the 34, Mond looks to throw. Mond throwing underneath, that is caught by John Shea Kirkland. And he'll gain about 8. Get it to the 42-yard line. And those are 2 nice plays to start this drive for the Brahmas. They run the ball, get a nice pickup, and then Mond with a quick completion. Mond, a 4-year starter at Texas A&M, was a 3rd-round pick by the Vikings back in 2021. 2nd and 2. Mond in shotgun, Corbin to his left. He'll go to the ground, Corbin up the middle, and this time not as much. He'll gain 3, but it is enough for a first down. And the Brahmas move the sticks. Five and a half minutes to go in what feels like it's been a very quick first quarter. I mean, there still is 5.5 minutes to go, but it feels like we've gotten very quickly to this point. I guess that's what happens when the BattleHawks take like half the quarter on over half the quarter on their first drive. 1st and 10 from the 46. Mond throws underneath. There's Kirkland again, and Kirkland with space after the catch gets inside BattleHawk territory to the 39. Another nice quick completion, nice catch and run. Just a simple curl out for Kirkland. And he's got space after the catch. First and 10 from the 39. Mond hands off. Here's Corbin cutting up the middle. And not a ton of space this time. We'll gain 4. Make it 2nd and 6. Deshaun Corbin, in his last 2 games, 34 carries for 252 yards and 2 scores. In his first 6 games, he had just 39 carries for 123 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it's also helped that he's seen an increased role after the injuries to Anthony McFarland. And maybe somebody else, but I can't remember now. Mond, almost just threw it right to Willie Harvey. He's able to knock it down. It's incomplete, but a dangerous throw for Kellen Mond. Those are some of the mistakes we've seen him make in the first 5 weeks of the year. Just hasn't been very good. 3rd and 6. Mond looks to throw. Mond rolls to his right, escaping the rush. Mond on the run is going to tuck it and run, and he is going to dive for a first down. Going to depend on the spot. Let's see. I think he got it, but I'm not sure. No, he's actually short. According to the true line measurement, short by 39 inches. But 4th and 1, Brahmas going to keep the offense out there. They're going to bring an extra lineman in and line him up at fullback. And prior to this 4th down play, we've got a timeout for the Brahmas. Play clock pretty much at 0. And I think it took the Brahmas a while because they wanted to figure out exactly what they wanted to do. Because it seems like it took forever for the refs to figure out if it was a first down or not. But, I mean, if you're the Brahmas, you might as well go for it on 4th down. I mean, you got nothing to lose. You're the worst team in the UFL. I would get aggressive and go for it. Why not? But we wait for them to come back from commercial. Brahmas play 4th and 1 on what's been a pretty good first drive. We got 2:59 to go in the first quarter. It's been a 7-play, 49-yard drive so far for the Brahmas. Currently have the ball on the BattleHawks 30. So far this drive for the Brahmas, 24 yards through the air, 25 on the ground. Pretty even split. 4 rush attempts, 3 pass attempts. So they're now back from commercial. So far, results from the poll, everyone has said the BattleHawks would win. I would agree. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. So it's 4th and 1. The Brahmas will, in fact, go for it. And it's the same formation, or at least same personnel they had. An extra lineman in at fullback. 4th and 1, Mond under center. He's going to hand off. Aiden Robbins dropped in the backfield. Travis Feeney takes him down for a loss. And the BattleHawks defense with a turnover on downs. Travis Feeney's had an extremely good season for the BattleHawks, and I feel like it's flying under the radar a little bit. He's had a really good year. Or at least, seems that way to me. Whenever I watch this guy play, he's making unbelievable plays. But they handed it off to Aiden Robbins. He's dropped in the backfield. and the Battlehawks defense gets a stop. And they're going to go to another TV timeout. The play literally took 2 seconds off the play or off the game clock, and we have to go to another commercial break. But a nice play there by the Battlehawks defense, expecting the run. I mean, when you bring in an extra lineman, it makes sense to expect the run. But Feeney with the tackle for loss, and the Battlehawks can get the ball back on. It's going to be their own 27. How does that make sense? According to the Fox Gamecast, it's their own 27 when they snapped the ball from the 30, and he lost yardage. So that should mean they're getting the ball on like the 32, but not sure. But speaking of Travis Feeney real quick, he's got 36 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. He's also forced 2 fumbles. Hold on 1 second. Alright, they're back from commercial. They go back to this 4th down. They just essentially leave Travis Feeney unblocked off the edge, which is not usually a great idea. It's designed to go right, but Robbins is hit practically as he gets the ball. Feeney last week, 5 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a sack and a half. He was named the UFL Defensive Player of the Week. So the Battlehawks take over. It's on their own 33-yard line. Duggan throws, almost just threw it right back to the Brahmas. But it ends up falling incomplete, trying to find Jennings. And Tavante Beckett nearly picked it, and that would have been a pick 6. Battlehawks very lucky, still got the ball. Duggan looks to throw, deep drop. Duggan batted at the line, incomplete. Very quickly, 3rd and 10. We got 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Duggan in shotgun. Sailors to his left here on 3rd and long. Duggan gonna look to throw, has time, flag comes down. Duggan throwing downfield, skips it to Ja'Cour Pearson, and it's incomplete. We got offsides here against the Brahmas. That's not a great penalty to take right there. I mean, you already got him to 3rd and 10. Gives him a free play. I mean, Battlehawks didn't know they had a free play, but now you make this 3rd down easier and give him another chance. So it's 3rd and 5. From the 37. Duggan in shotgun. Sailors to his right. Ball on the 38. Duggan throwing quickly, caught for a 1st down. Sutherland makes the catch. Gain of 7 to the 45, and the Battlehawks move the sticks. Brahmas, the most penalized team in the UFL, averaging 8.5 penalties a game, and a potentially costly penalty there. Obviously, we'll have to see how the BattleHawks finish this drive, but penalty gives them another chance, and they're able to move the sticks on their second opportunity on third down. 1st and 10 from the 45. Duggan, hands off here. Sowers up the middle with space. Sowers makes the cut, is swung down at the 40, but 15 yards for Jacob Sowers. And a nice run puts him inside Brahmas territory. Get a lot of space to run there, and Sowers one missed tackle away from potentially taking that all the way. Sowers 6 carries, 32 yards. Duggan has completed 6 of his 9 passes for 57 yards. Again, they'll go to the ground. Here's Jarvion Howard, and Howard another good run. He falls forward for a gain of 12, and another first down for the BattleHawks. It's also going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. But end of the first quarter, BattleHawks up 3-0, and putting together another really good drive. I mean, slow start, but after the penalty, a nice quick throw to Jake Sutherland, the tight end, and then a 15-yard run for Sowers, 12-yard run for Howard. And it's a 5-play, 34-yard drive with the ball on the Brahmas 28 at the end of the first quarter. Hold on 1 second, just want to check something real quick. Alright, but we wait for them to come back from commercial. BattleHawks with the ball, moving the ball effectively. In the first quarter, BattleHawks outgained the Brahmas 111-46. BattleHawks averaging 6.2 yards per play. The Brahmas 5.8. The BattleHawks been the better team through the air and on the ground. BattleHawks also had a lot of the ball in that first quarter. Over 10 minutes, nearly 11 minutes of time possession. Actually, how does that add up? A 15-minute first quarter. Yet this says the BattleHawks had the ball for 10:41, and the Brahmas had it for 5:22. That does not add up to 15 minutes. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. And be sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already done so. BattleHawks offense, they've been great on the ground so far this year. They're 30 rushing attempts per game and 141 rushing yards per game, both best in the UFL. And so far tonight, they've run for 53 yards and have run back-to-back plays for over 10 yards. So 1st and 10. Here for the BattleHawks. We start the second quarter. Got the ball in the Brahma 29. Duggan in shotgun, Howard to his right. Duggan looks to throw. Duggan pressured, avoids a sack, then throws downfield. That caught? I think that bounced. No, incomplete. Jennings the intended receiver, but it comes up a little short. And it brings up 2nd and 10. So 2nd and 10 here for the BattleHawks. After the incompletion. This one did bounce. They'll just get the snap off. Here's a handoff, Howard left side. And Howard actually going to take him down in the backfield for a loss of a yard. Make it 3rd and 11. Here for the BattleHawks. So 3rd and 11. From the 30. Duggan, empty backfield. He started 5 of 5. Since then, he's 1 of 5. They'll just get the snap off. Duggan to throw against a 4-man rush. Takes a shot. Downfield, it is caught by Blake Jackson at the 1. Blake Jackson makes the catch inside the 5. What a throw. What a catch by Blake Jackson. And a 1st and goal for the BattleHawks. And what a catch. Blake Jackson, former D3 quarterback, with a great catch there. With the BattleHawks on the 2-yard line. Duggan in shotgun, Howard to his right. Here's Howard. I think he's in. He's into the end zone for a BattleHawks touchdown. BattleHawks, a great scoring drive here. They extend their lead, make it 9-0. A 2-yard touchdown run for Jarvion Howard. And the BattleHawks now up 9 with 12:59 to go in the first half. BattleHawks going to line up to go for 1. Or 4 of 10 in 1-point conversion is 2 of 10 on 2-point conversions. Haven't attempted a 3-yarder, or a 3-pointer. Duggan in the pistol, Howard is behind him. Duggan going to throw a fade to Hakeem Butler, who drops the ball. That was a very tough catch, but it's incomplete. It's not like he just had it in his hand and dropped it, but... But it's still 9-0. BattleHawks leading. A great scoring drive for the BattleHawks. This drive is another good one. They go, let's see. Alright, this hasn't updated yet. But it's going to be probably, I think, 9 plays for somewhere around 60 yards. This play-by-play hasn't updated. But now a 9-0 BattleHawk lead. Technically still a 1-score game. But the BattleHawks up by 9. That drive for the BattleHawks went... Okay, this... Can these people please update their play-by-play? Fox hasn't updated, and the UFL website hasn't updated either. Like, it's really not that hard. I mean, it might be hard, I really wouldn't know. But it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. especially when they're several plays behind. But the Brahmas can get the ball back down by 9 with about 13 minutes to go in the first half. I just realized I never changed this from first quarter to second quarter. Sorry about that. So now they're back from commercial. BattleHawks, they've run 22 plays for 139 yards. And they've had the ball for 10 minutes and 23 seconds. So the BattleHawks kick this off. Blankenship sends it to about the 3-yard line. And here's John Shea Kirkland on the kick return. And Kirkland going to get to the 25 before he stopped there. So 1st and 10 for the 25, 12:53 to go in the first half. Ball actually on the 26, not the 25. Mond in the pistol will hand off Aiden Robbins left side. Robbins makes a cut up the middle and going to get about 4 up to the 30. So 2nd and 6 here for the Brahmas. Mond looks to throw, pressured. Mond is going to be able to get rid of it to Aiden Robbins for a gain of 7 and a first down. Mond did a really good job just to get rid of the ball there. Pressured by Peter Tamanapenu, who leads the league in sacks with 7.5. But a good job just to be able to find his check down. So 1st and 10 from the 37. Mond in shotgun back to his left. They'll go to the ground. Robbins up the middle. And Robbins making guys miss. Gonna gain about 7. Nice run there. So 2nd and 2. Mond in shotgun. Robbins to his right. Mond looks to throw. Tight window throw. It is caught by Kirkland for a first down in midfield. That is a extremely tight window to fit that ball into. Somehow Mond is able to do it. Wow. Actually a pretty nice throw. Kirkland makes the catch to midfield. He's a nice start to this game. I believe that's his 3rd catch. Yeah, he's got 3 catches for 29 yards. 1st and 10 from the 50. They go back to the ground. Here's Aiden Robbins for about 3. Haven't seen Deshaun Corbin on this drive yet. And all Aiden Robbins in the backfield. Never mind. Now Corbin comes into the game. So far, Battlehawks pretty much have double the amount of yards for the Brahmas. They've got a little over 140. Brahmas about 70. 2nd and 8. Mond will look to throw. Has time. Throws completed for a first down. D. Anderson makes the catch. A gain of 10 and a first down for the Brahmas. That's a nice throw, getting over the linebacker. It's pretty much a perfect throw. Gets it just high enough so it's out of the reach of the linebacker. Any lower and it's tipped. Any higher, he probably overthrows the receiver. Kellen Mond, while he hasn't had a very good season, he's made some really nice throws in this game. He's 5 of 6 for 46 yards. Here's a handoff. Corbin left side. And Deshaun Corbin gains 8. Oh, ball came out. Battlehawks have it going the other way. This is going to be a scoop and score. Touchdown for the Battlehawks. Wow, right when the Brahmas were moving the ball, too. Touchdown, Battlehawks. Micah Abraham, the son of their defensive coordinator, Donnie Abraham. And a scoop and score for the Battlehawks. Wow, I didn't even know the ball came out until I saw them running the other way. Oh, that is very close to a fumble now. I think it is, but that's very close. Yeah, I think that's a fumble. That is really close, though. Called a fumble and a touchdown for the Battlehawks on the field. Yeah, the ball's coming out before he's down. That's a fumble. Touchdown is confirmed for the Battlehawks, and they're going to go for 2 here to try to go up 17. Duggan looks to throw, and throwing underneath it is incomplete, trying to find Pearson at the goal line. But Micah Abraham with the fumble recovery for the touchdown for the Battlehawks, and I don't know why I changed it when the Brahmas are getting the ball right back. For Abraham, forced the fumble and returned it. And it's now 15-0 for the Brahmas. Or sorry, Battlehawks lead. 15-0 deficit for the Brahmas. Yeah, right when it looked like they were moving the ball too. I mean, they were running the ball somewhat effectively. Mond made a couple of nice throws. And instead, it's 6 points going the other way. So the Brahmas will get the ball back. Now down by 15. They trailed 11-0 early in the game last week. Now they're down 15 this week. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. 8:53 to go in the first half. So the BattleHawks can get the ball back. So the ball going to bounce to Jashawn Corbin on the kick return. He'll return it to about the 32. Decent return. So 1st and 10, 8:48 to go in the first half. Brahmas with the ball on their own 31. And we got play blown dead here for the snap. BattleHawks call a timeout. I'm not sure why. Maybe they had too many guys in the field. So Mike Abraham, the guy who just returned the fumble for a touchdown. Obviously, as I said, the son of their defensive coordinator, Donnie Abraham. Playing in his first UFL game, was signed earlier this week out of Marshall. Was a 6th round pick by the Colts in the 2024 NFL Draft. So 1st and 10 from the 31. Mond, jump pass over the middle that is caught by Kirkland for a gain of 6. Kirkland, so far this week, put a nice game. 4 catches, 35 yards. Caught all 4 of his targets. 2nd and 4. Mond, hands off, Corbin left side. And Jashawn Corbin will fall forward for a first down. Just got enough. And the Brahmas can move the sticks. Now, they show the true line measurement there, which is with the chip in the ball. It shows exactly where he got, just enough. So 1st and 10 from the 41. Mond gonna look to throw and try to set up the screen, but the BattleHawks do a great job reading that. So they'll just throw it at the feet of Jashawn Corbin. So 2nd and 10 from the 41. Mond in shotgun back to his right. Mond throwing outside, caught by Kirkland. Has some space after the catch, and John J. Kirkland going to break a tackle, and he'll gain 9. Make it 3rd and short here for the Brahmas. So 3rd and 1. Mond in shotgun back to his right. Mond hands off. Corbin left side breaks the tackle and has a 1st down. Spins his way to the 45 and moves the sticks. So from the BattleHawk 45, Mond in shotgun. Look to throw. Pressured rolls to his right. Mond gonna let one go deep down the field, and it is dropped. Oh, it was in his hands, and he just dropped it. That was a great throw for Kellen Mond, but it's dropped. Wow. That was a huge missed opportunity. Lucas Dennis. Was the guy in coverage. Actually, he does make a nice play on the ball. Number 17, Ward, is the target. Wow. Big missed opportunity. Here's Corbin up the middle for about 3 or 4. Make it 3rd and about 6. They go back to that potential big play. I mean, that's a perfect throw. So 3rd and 7, empty backfield for Kellen Mond. And the Brahmas actually going to call a timeout. Play clock winding down. .442 to go in the first half. BattleHawks still up 15. Hold on 1 second. Just want to check something real quick. So far, results in the poll, everyone is still the BattleHawks win. Be sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. But it's a 3rd and 7 for the Brahmas. 4:42 to go in the first half. Brahmas down 15. They've moved the ball well and played pretty well on offense. They just haven't been able to finish their drives with turnover on downs and a fumble. But, I mean, the Brahmas so far, they've run 22 plays for 117 yards, over 5 yards a play. They've thrown it well, they've run it well. They've played pretty well on offense, despite the 0 on the scoreboard. So 3rd and 7 here for the Brahmas. Empty backfield for Kellen Mond. Mond looks to throw. Has time, throwing outside. Call for a first down. Marquez Stevenson to the outside. Makes the catch. Gain of 9. And the Brahmas move the sticks. They do another shot, giving Kellen Mond time. And Mond delivers an accurate throw. So 1st and 10 from the 32. Mond. Hands off. Here's Corbin up the middle. Lots of space for Jashawn Corbin. Gaining 14 inside the red zone down to the 18-yard line. A nice run for Jashawn Corbin. And he has really had a nice game. He's had a nice past couple weeks as well. Back-to-back 100-yard games. Looks like he might be on his way to another. First and 10 from the 18, 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Mond on the option, going to keep this himself. And he'll gain about 3. Heading into 15. 2nd and 7. Ten-play, 54-yard drive so far for the Brahmas. They've taken 5:45 off the clock. So 2nd and 7 from the 15. Mond going to look to throw. Mond has time, now dancing around and running out of time. And he's just going to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. And it brings up 3rd down. You're the Brahmas here. You definitely want to end this drive in a touchdown. Don't want to settle for 3 and still be down 12. I mean, you never want to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown, but especially with the position the Brahmas are in right now. 3rd and 6. Mond looks to throw. Underneath it is caught by Corbin. He's very close to a first down. I think he's got it. Yeah, he does. First down, Brahmas. And that is also going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. But another good drive here for the Brahmas. As we reach the 2-minute warning here in the first half. So it's going to be 1st and goal on the 8. The Brahmas, they're actually outgaining the BattleHawks 151 to 139. Averaging 5.6 yards a play. They've already run the ball for 74 yards, averaging 4.9 yards a carry. And Kellen Mond is 9 of 12 for 77 yards. But it's been a pretty good offensive performance for the Brahmas despite the 0 on the scoreboard. I would say each drive, but it's all messed up with how, looking at this play-by-play, they've all got it messed up. They say there's one drive in the first quarter. It was a BattleHawks drive. And then they said the BattleHawks had 2 more straight drives without the Brahmas even touching the ball. And now the Brahmas have the ball. But it's all messed up. But right now it's a 12-play, 61-yard drive. It's taking 6:53 off the clock for the Brahmas. It's been a very good looking drive. And I feel like so far the Brahmas, they've also done a nice job between a run-pass split. They've run the ball 15 times, thrown it 12 times. They have done both effectively. Oh, here we go. The Brahmas' first two possessions, they went 8 plays, 46 yards, turned it over on downs. 7 plays, 44 yards, and fumbled. This drive, a 12-play, 61-yard drive so far. 2 minutes left in the first half. First and goal from the 8. Mond in shotgun back to his left. Mond hands off, Corbin up the middle, and Deshaun Corbin going to gain 3 down the 5-yard line. BattleHawks still have 2 timeouts left in the first half. Brahmas with 1. Both teams still have their challenge as well. Second and goal from the 5. Mond in shotgun back to his right. And we're going to have a false start here. It's going to back him up 5. Hey, how's it going? Watching the playoffs for the NBA or the NHL? I mean, I've been watching a little bit of both. I haven't really watched the NHL playoffs a ton, but I have been watching the NBA playoffs a decent amount because the Knicks have been playing. So, to answer your question, yes. So here's a second and goal. From the 5 here for the Brahmas. Minute 27 to go in the first half. There's a handoff. Corbin left side. Cuts up the middle. Spins into the end zone for a Brahmas touchdown. Deshaun Corbin gets the Brahmas on the board. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Brahmas with a big touchdown drive. But another good run for Deshaun Corbin. And a touchdown for the Brahmas. I'll get their comment in 1 second. Brahmas going to go for 1. So they'll line up from the 2-yard line. Mond in shotgun. Corbin to his left. Mond hands off. Corbin walks in. The conversion's good. And it's an 8-point game. So it's 15-7, BattleHawks lead. With roughly 90 seconds to go in the first half. Packers got a rough schedule. I haven't really looked at schedules for other teams. I know that the Giants have an insanely tough schedule. They got the hardest schedule in the NFL compared to, or based on last year's win percentage. Just what they need. Let's see. Packers schedule. Yeah, that is a pretty tough schedule. That is tough. I mean, you've got to play, obviously, the NFC North, which is already a really good division. Then you play the NFC East, which is one of the best divisions in the NFL. You play the AFC North. Man, that is a tough schedule. But we wait for them to come back from commercial here. We got a minute 23 to go in the first half. The Purdy contract, it's definitely a lot of money, but I think it could have been worse for the 49ers. I mean, he's getting, what, 53 per year, I think? Yeah, 53 per year. I mean, I definitely think it's a little bit high, but I think it's more in the area where he should have been, as opposed to getting paid, like, one of the best. Like, obviously, $53 million a year is still a ton of money. But it might be a little bit of an overpay, but I think it's probably closer to where he should be. He should probably be in somewhere around like the 40 to 45 million. Maybe somewhere between 45 to 50. But I definitely think it's better than what it could have been. This kick going to be returned from the 15. And here's Jennings in the return. Cuts to the outside. No, cuts back inside. And Gary Jennings is going to gain 3. Or, sorry, get to the 33. So 1st and 10, minute 16 to go in the first half. Get your comment in 1 second. Duggan in shotgun back to his left. Duggan looks to throw. Underneath that is a low throw caught by Hakeem Butler for a gain of about 5. Clock continues to run. Minute 5 to go. BattleHawks still have 2 timeouts remaining. Duggan looks to throw. Underneath there's Butler again. Got a first down, gain of 8. That'll temporarily stop the clock with 52 seconds left. Puts the pressure on him to do well now. Or for doing well now. Yeah, exactly. Because he's taking up more of the cap, they might not be able to get as many weapons. So it definitely puts more pressure on him. Duggan hit as he throws over the middle to Ja'Cour Pearson for a first down. Gonna temporarily stop the clock with 42 seconds left. Really nice throw from Max Duggan right there. Defender in his face to deliver an accurate throw. Max Duggan so far today, 10-14 for 113 yards. Quite a nice game. By the way, BattleHawks did call a timeout after that last play. Duggan to throw here, all kinds of time. Underneath he'll find Ja'Cour Pearson, who's wide open. Pearson now going to try to get out of bounds. He's going to be able to do it after a gain of 5. So 34 seconds left in the first half. 1 timeout left for each side. So 2nd and 5 from the 37. Duggan looks to throw. Duggan throwing outside, high throw incomplete. Off the hands of Blake Jackson. And it brings up 3rd and 5. If you're Max Duggan here, you don't want to take a sack. Because you're borderline field goal range right now. You're probably just inside the range for Rodrigo Blankenship. But definitely close. So 3rd and 5. Duggan in shotgun. Brahmas bring a blitz. Duggan gonna take a shot. Down the field, it's incomplete. A flag comes in. Trying to get it to Hakeem Butler. Looking for a back shoulder throw, but Butler definitely interfered with. And that'll be an automatic 1st down for the BattleHawks. So after the penalty puts the ball in the 22-yard line, Duggan in shotgun back to his left. Duggan rolls to his right. Duggan on the run is going to keep himself, and Duggan going to get out of bounds after a gain of 6. It's actually his 1st carry of the game. Obviously, Max Duggan, great runner. Probably been a better runner than passer so far this season. But 2nd and 4, 19 seconds left, ball on the 16. Duggan in shotgun back to his left. Duggan looks to throw, throwing outside, that is caught by Frank Darby, and he's in for a touchdown. Frank Darby makes the catch into the end zone for a BattleHawks touchdown. And a great drive for the BattleHawks. It's 21-7 here before halftime. Frank Darby, former NFL guy, I believe he played mostly with the Falcons. But he's able to get in the end zone, and the BattleHawks, well, that ball might have got tipped at the line, too. But they're going to go for 1. Here's Jacob Sowers up the middle, and he's not going anywhere. So it'll stay 21-7. And the Brahmas can get the ball back with 12 seconds left before halftime. The announcers keep talking about this potentially being Duggan's final drive of the regular season, if the BattleHawks want to rest him next week, and potentially the rest of the second half, or the rest of this game in the second half. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But it definitely makes sense, especially next week, because that game against the Defenders doesn't really have a whole ton on the line. Because the game going to be played in St. Louis, the playoff game, because of a scheduling conflict with the Defenders' home stadium, so it's going to be in St. Louis anyway. So next week's game doesn't really mean a ton. Going to be returned here for the Brahmas. Got a lot of space in return. Breaking to the outside. Oh, he's got space down the sideline. Inside the 30. He's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 10 with 1 second left on the clock. Wow. A huge return there for the Brahmas. A great job to force him out of bounds inside the 10 to save a touchdown. Brahmas are very lucky. There's still a second left on the clock. And they're going to line up to kick a field goal here before halftime. Try to cut it to an 11-point game. Actually, we're going to have a super challenge here for the BattleHawks. Anthony Beck wants a hold on BattleHawks number 32 during the return. Let's see, 32. Yeah, probably a hold. I mean, it's away from the play. But actually, they're not going to put a hold on here. Mike Pereira is going to explain it's away from the play, so he's not going to call that a hold. I definitely understand the challenge there for the BattleHawks because could have been a hold, but away from the play, so it's not a hold. But I understand using the challenge there. The Brahmas going to kick a field goal here before halftime. Try to cut it to an 11-point game. "29-yard field goal try is up and good. So it's 21-10. And actually, the Brahmas do get the ball to start the second half as well. So 21-10 at the end of the first half. The Brahmas, they also get the ball to start the second half. BattleHawks, they're 21 points in the first half. Their most points in any half this season. But they played pretty well. Both offenses played well. Even the Brahmas, despite only having 10 points, they moved the ball really well. And I think their offense playing pretty well. And I think that could lead to an entertaining second half. I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to go take a quick break, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. By the way, Anthony Beck did just say Brandon Silver is going to be the quarterback in the second half for the BattleHawks. But yeah, I'm going to go take a quick break. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me as I took a quick break. But the BattleHawks lead the Brahmas 21-10 at the half, with the Brahmas playing pretty well, despite being down. And they also got the ball to start the second half, so I definitely don't think this game is over or close to over. Still think this is going to be a very entertaining game. I mean, it's been pretty good so far, despite the BattleHawks being in control for pretty much the entire time. But as far as an updated score prediction goes, let's go with the BattleHawks. I'll stick with them, even though it is, I think, going to be Brandon Silvers in the second half. Yeah, Brandon Silver is going to start the second half. For the BattleHawks, but I mean, he's a good player. Hasn't seen playing time in a while, but also stick with the BattleHawks, even though, I mean, this game doesn't mean a ton for them. But I'll still stick with the BattleHawks, and we'll go like 30 to 20. We'll go 30-23. But Brandon Silvers, he is a player. He's played in pretty much every spring football league you can think of. He played in the AAF back in 2019 with Memphis, the Memphis Express, and there he threw for about 800 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then he was with the Seattle Sea Dragons in the XFL in 2020, where he threw for 539 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He was with the Roughnecks in 2023 in the XFL, throwing for 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 9 scores. And then he was with the BattleHawks a little bit last year. Actually, I think he was their full-time backup last year. Or third stringer? Yeah, he third-string quarterback last year. And now this year, he wasn't with the BattleHawks, but after Manny Wilkins got hurt, they signed him, and he's been their backup since. So it's going to be Brandon Silvers in the second half for the BattleHawks. Let's go over stats from the first half. Starting off with player stats for the BattleHawks, Max Duggan is 12 of 17 for 133 yards and a touchdown. He played pretty well, and I definitely think that's big. Duggan, he was accurate and a good first half, and if he can build on this going into the playoffs, I think it's very good for the BattleHawks. Then on the ground, Jacob Saylor, 6 carries, 33 yards. Jarvion Howard, 4 carries, 13 yards and a touchdown. Gary Jennings, 1 carry, 8 yards. Max Duggan, 1 carry, 6 yards. Receiving, Ja'Cour Pearson, 4 catches for 47 yards. Blake Jackson, 1 catch for 29 yards. Hakeem Butler, 3 catches, 19 yards. Frank Darby, 1 catch, 16 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Saylor, 2 catches for 15 yards, and Jake Sutherland, 1 catch for 7 yards. Then for the Brahmas, Kellen Mond has also played pretty well in the first half. He is 9 of 12 for 77 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. And the Brahmas, they have run the ball really effectively. The 10 carries, 67 yards and a touchdown for Deshaun Corbin. Aiden Robbins with 4 carries for 11 yards, and Kellen Mond, 3 carries for 9 yards. Then receiving, Jonte Kirkland having a really nice game, 5 catches for 44 yards. Marquez Stevenson and D. Anderson, both 1 catch, 10 yards. Aiden Robbins, 1 catch for 7, and Deshaun Corbin, 1 catch for 6. Then team stats from the first half. The BattleHawks outgaining the Brahmas 193 to 164. BattleHawks averaging more yards per play at 6.7 to 5.7. BattleHawks have 2 touchdowns and 3 red zone trips. Brahmas 1 touchdown and 2 red zone trips. And the BattleHawks, they've been the better team through the air. They've got more passing yards, 133 to 77. While the Brahmas have been the better team on the ground, 87 to 60. And 1 turnover for the Brahmas. That was a lost fumble that the BattleHawks actually took back the other way. But in pretty good first half, and I'm excited to see the way the rest of this game goes. Brahmas get the ball, down by 11. But the second half should start within the next couple minutes. Yeah, actually, the second half is going to start right now. Brahmas get the ball, but Brandon Silvers going to be the quarterback for the BattleHawks here in this third quarter. And I don't know if we'll see him next week or if it's going to be somebody else next week. But I think this should be a pretty entertaining rest of this game. But I definitely think it's also possible that the BattleHawks, they either start Silvers next week and let him play the entire game. But I also wouldn't be shocked to see them give their first round pick from last year, Chevin Cordero, a chance to start a game and see what they have with him. Here's John Trey Kirkland on the kick return. He breaks the tackle. Kirkland's still going across the 40. Kirkland inside BattleHawk territory, taken down at the 44-yard line. A great kick return for John Trey Kirkland. And that is now 2 big returns for the Brahmas when you go back to the end of first half as well, where they nearly took one all the way. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Mond and shotgun back to his left. Great field position for the Brahmas. There's a handoff to, I think that's Jaden Sheridan up the middle for a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 from the 40. Here's Mond going to keep it himself, and he's going to slide it for a nice run. Gain of 11 on the scramble for Kellen Mond. So it's a 1st and 10 from the 29. Mond in shotgun, back to his left and to his right. Mond looks to throw, has time, throwing outside, it is caught. A gain of about 9, sliding grab made there. And it's going to be 2nd and short. So 2nd and 1. Mond in shotgun. Again, 2 running backs in the game. Here's a handoff. Aiden Robbins up the middle for a first down to the 13-yard line. And another good drive. Another good looking drive here for the Brahmas. So 1st and 10. There's a handoff. Sheridan. And he's not going anywhere. Taken down at the line of scrimmage. So they actually gave him a yard there. 2nd and 9. Play clock winding down. They'll get the snap off. Mond looks to throw against the blitz. Gets rid of it. And it is incomplete. Trying to find Jashawn Corbin. Out of the backfield, but it falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down. So 3rd and 9. Here for the Brahmas, ball on the 12-yard line. They can get a first down without scoring. Mond looks to throw. Mond floats one. Back of the end zone. Caught for a Brahmas touchdown. Alize Mack makes the catch. Willie Harvey says it's incomplete, but it's ruled a touchdown on the field. Kellen Mond with his 3rd touchdown pass this season. Alize Mack makes the catch. And the Brahmas with a big touchdown. Cut it to a 5-point game. Well, let's see. This is a catch. Looks like he caught it. But it's nice throw, nice catch. They're going to review it, but I think this is a good touchdown, but we got to see a different angle. Because right now, the only one we've seen is his back. Oh, this will be a good look. Does it hit the ground at all? Oh, it does. That's incomplete. So almost a great catch for Alize Mack, but Willie Harvey was right. It's incomplete. So that's going to come back. It's an incomplete pass. And now it's 4th and 9. Mack didn't maintain control through the ground. So they take the touchdown off the board. So let's see what the Brahmas do here on 4th and 9. It's going to be a field goal try. Tristan Vizcaino already 1 for 1, made from 29 right before halftime. This is a 30-yarder. And Vizcaino's kick is good. Oh, I already changed the ball marker. But 21-13, BattleHawks lead the Brahmas. Oh, hold on, we got a flag down on the field goal try. Oh, it's actually going to be offsides. Interesting. It's going to be offsides against the BattleHawks. And now, this is going to make it 4th and 4. Actually, no. They decline the penalty. I don't know if I love that. I mean, obviously you don't want to take the points off the board, but 4th and 4, I mean, you can definitely go for it. But they end up just settling for 3, which, I mean, could be probably the right decision. Hold on 1 second. So it's an 8-point game. Battlehawks offense can get the ball back. It's going to be their first possession of the second half. And Brandon Silvers is going to be the quarterback for the Battlehawks. Max Duggan done for the day. Quite a pretty good game. And we'll have to see how the offense looks with Brandon Silvers. Hold on 1 second. Alright. So they kick this off. And we return from about the 1-yard line. Frank Darby on the return. Cuts to the outside. Darby is going to return it to the 30. And that's where Brandon Silvers and the Battlehawks offense will take over. Silvers has not started a game since 2023. Where he was with the Roughnecks, went 6-2 in 8 starts, 13 touchdowns, and did throw 9 picks. Roughnecks ended up having a good year, made the playoffs, but ended up falling short, losing to a 4-8 Renegade or 4-6 Renegades team. So Silvers and shotgun, look to throw. Pump fakes, and Silver's going to take a shot down the field right away. Caught by Hakeem Butler. A flag is down, but what a throw by Brandon Silvers. How about that? His first start in a couple, or first throw in a couple years. In game, and it's a great throw to Hakeem Butler if it stands. It's going to stand. It's defensive holding. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Jarvion Howard up the middle, breaking tackles, and Howard gaining 12. Two really nice plays to start this drive for the BattleHawks. "25 yards through the air and then 12 on the ground. Silver is in shotgun. Handoff. Howard left side. Howard tries to turn the corner, but he's forced inside, and he's taken down after a gain of just a yard. Maybe 2. So 2nd and 9. Here for the BattleHawks. On the 32-yard line. Silvers, another handoff. Howard up the middle. And Jarvion Howard running guys over. Gonna gain 6. And a nice run for Howard. So 3rd and 2. Silvers in shotgun. A look to throw. Silvers finds Pearson out of the backfield, and Ja'Cour Pearson taken down short. Actually, no, was he down? Wow, he landed on the defender, popped back up, and got a first down. Well, let's see. Pearson, they wind him up in the backfield, getting creative with how they use him. And then they throw it out to him. Oh, I think he might have went down. Yeah, they reversed it. He was down short. So it's 4th and 2. And a field goal try here for the BattleHawks. Pretty good drive, but end up just short. The replay command center did take a look at it, and yeah, he went down right there. And he was down at the 25-yard line. We got a flag down. How's there a flag? Oh, wow, we got unsportsmanlike conduct against the Brahmas. Wow. That's an automatic first down. Jordan Williams, number 15 for the Brahmas. I don't know what it was, but that is a huge penalty. That's huge. So it extends the drive for the BattleHawks, puts the ball on the 10-yard line for 1st and goal. Silvers hands off Howard straight ahead, and Jarvion Howard gains 5. Ball came out at the end. I think he was down first. So 2nd and goal from the 5. Silvers, another handoff. Howard bouncing outside. He is going to get dragged down at the line of scrimmage. And it's 3rd and goal. So 3rd and goal. Let's see if this penalty actually hurts the Brahmas. 3rd and goal from the 5. Silver's in shotgun, back to his left. Here comes an all-out blitz for the Brahmas. Throw underneath is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And it's incomplete. Devontae Beckett knocks it down. And this time, a field goal try for the BattleHawks. It's closer for Rodrigo Blankenship. Made it 21 yarders today. This one from 23 yards out. And it's kicked right down the middle. So 24-13 makes it a 2-score game. And the BattleHawks answer the Brahmas field goal with a field goal of their own. But the Brahmas, their defense does a good job. They don't allow the penalty to hurt them. And it's still just a field goal. Any comments on the tush push vote? I don't really. I think what happened is a good thing. I don't think it should have been banned. I mean, I don't like the Eagles, obviously, as a Giants fan, but I don't think it should have been banned just because there's one play that one team can really effectively run, and nobody else can stop or run it as good, or well, whatever the right English is. But, yeah, I don't think it should have gotten banned. I think there could potentially be changes to how it's run. Like, I could definitely understand, like, if you changed it, you say the offensive line's going to back up a little bit more. Because technically, with how the Eagles run it now, some of the offensive linemen are technically in the neutral zone. But, yeah, I definitely think there could be changes to it that way, but I think it should not have been banned, especially after the Packers rule, what they added to it, of saying if you're going to push a guy forward, that's a 10-yard penalty. It definitely should not be a thing. So that was kind of a very long answer for a simple question, so now you know my very detailed thoughts about it. Yeah, that's essentially my thoughts on the tush push. Or the potential tush push ban. They go back to this penalty for Jordan Williams. He just kept yelling at the official. I mean, I don't know. I don't like penalties for that. You should be able to yell at the official all you want. That's my thinking. But Brahmas, their defense ends up just holding them to a field goal, so the penalty doesn't really make a huge difference. The kick is away. John Shea Kirkland from about the 7-yard line, and this time not as big of a return. BattleHawks do a much better job. Actually, this isn't Kirkland on the return. That's 29. I actually no idea who that is. It's Sean Fresh. So 1st and 10 from the 30. Mond in shotgun back to his left. There's a handoff. Corbin up the middle, breaking tackles and gaining 5. So 2nd and 5. Mond throwing underneath that is caught by Stevenson for a first down. Nice throw, right on the money. Marquez Stevenson gain of 9 and a first down. Kellen Mond's actually played a really nice game. He's made some accurate throws in tight windows. I really like the way he played. Or has played so far. There's a handoff, Corbin left side, and not much, maybe a yard. So 2nd and 10. Mond looks to throw. Mond throwing, almost just threw it right to the defender. His receiver slipped, and the defender got hands on it, but couldn't haul it in. Jacob Harris, the intended receiver, he slipped coming out of his break. And the Brahmas very lucky to still have possession. So it's 3rd and 10. Play clock winding down. They'll just get the snap off. Mond sets up the screen for Stevenson. And Marquez Stevenson tries to reverse the field. That does not work. And he's going to only gain a yard. This is actually the first punt of the day for either side right here. Coming with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. That's pretty impressive. I mean, this has been a good game. So Brad Wings sends it away. And it is going to bounce out of bounds at the 3. Which, here's a rule I cannot stand in the UFL. If a punt goes out of bounds, it's essentially a touchback. So, I hate that rule. It eliminates what they call the coffin corner of punts. I really do not like that rule. I actually don't know if I've ever talked to a single person who likes that rule in the UFL. I mean, that rule just doesn't make sense. What's the point of that? The attendance for this week's game is 27,890. Not bad. I mean, it's definitely not amazing, but it's pretty solid. But I mean, you can definitely understand why the UFL gave the Brahmas, the BattleHawks, an extra home game. Even though, I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense that they took it away from the Brahmas, who, even though they've been pretty bad this year, have still had pretty good attendance. Roughly 10,000. But Like, if it would have made sense to take away a home game, it would have been coming into the year, like, probably Houston or Memphis, and it still is, because those two teams just have awful attendance, and, of course, both get a home game this week, but, yeah, I mean, it definitely needs to be better attendance there, but otherwise, I think the attendance this week has been, or this year has been okay. Like, you've had really good St. Louis, Michigan, D.C., even San Antonio pretty good from what we've seen. But the Stallions have been pretty disappointing. And then Houston and Memphis have been awful. And I feel like I'm forgetting a team. No, maybe I'm not. Oh, the Renegades. They've been pretty solid too. But a 1st and 10 here for the BattleHawks. Silvers from the 25 to throw out to Howard. And breaks the tackle. Howard still fighting his way up for extra yards. Gonna gain 9. Second and 1 from the 34. Silvers in the pistol. The back behind him. There's a handoff. Howard straight ahead. And Jarvion Howard still going, gets pushed from the offensive line to the 46-yard line. He's going to end up playing a really nice game. I mean, he's going to see a lot of action here in the second half. Already has, but going to see even more. And he's had a nice game. Howard tonight, 10 carries for 49 yards and a touchdown. So 1st and 10 from the 45. Silver's off play action, looks to throw. All kinds of time. Zips one downfield for a 1st down. Ja'Cour Pearson to the 31-yard line. And a nice throw and catch. So 1st and 10 from the 31. There's a handoff up the middle to 25. No idea who that is. First time we've seen him today. No one to say his name. 25 for the BattleHawks. Their 3rd string running back. I'll look up exactly who that is next commercial. First and 10 for the 21. Silvers on the option. Not necessarily known for his mobility, and he's taken down here for a loss of a yard. But that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. BattleHawks up by 11. And driving. Going to have a 2nd and 11 to start the 4th quarter. But let's see. Who's this other running back? It's Kevon Latulas? Latulas? Latulas. Yeah, I think Latulas, but I'm probably not saying that correctly. Yeah, Battlehawks, they've played a great game so far. Up by 11, entering the fourth quarter. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial as we enter the fourth quarter. Hold on 1 second. But we enter the fourth quarter, Battlehawks up by 11. And they've got the ball on the Brahmas 22-yard line. Be second and 11. But in the playoffs in the UFL, we got the Panthers and Stallions in the USFL Conference Championship and the Defenders and Battlehawks in the XFL Conference Championship. Both those games June 8th. I plan to be streaming both, although I think I might only be able to stream one. I'm not exactly sure yet. Well, I'll definitely be streaming at least one, maybe both. Have to see how something plays out. I might have a family event that day, so might only be able to stream the later game, but I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know as it gets closer. Second and 11. Silver's pump fakes, take a shot at the end zone, wide open. Hakeem Butler, touchdown. Hakeem Butler, touchdown Battlehawks. They've hit 30 here. It's 30-13. That was a really nice play. A pump fake gets the defender to bite. And then Silvers has Butler wide open. A great double move there for Hakeem Butler. And nice for Silvers as well. Brandon Silvers' first passing touchdown since 2023. And the Battlehawks can line up to go for two. Silvers in shotgun. Howard to his left. Now shifts to his right. And we've got whistles, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Battlehawks before this conversion. But let's see what the Battlehawks go with here on this conversion attempt. Currently up by 17, 30-13. So 2-point attempt here for the Battlehawks. Silver's in shotgun, Howard to his left. Silvers looks to throw. Underneath it is caught by Pearson. They're going to mark him. Sure, I thought he got in. Pearson right at the goal line makes the catch, but they're going to mark him short and say he can't break the plane. Wonder if they might show this again. No, they're not going to show it again. But the conversion is apparently no good. I thought he got in, but they might take a look at this at the commercial break. But he got very close. But a good drive there for the Battlehawks. 6 plays, 75 yards. They go right down the field. Take 2:51 off the clock. And they've now hit 30 in this game. Of over 300 yards, 318 to be exact. 213 through the air, 105 on the ground. And the Battlehawks hit 30 points for the second time this season. For the Brahmas, allowing 30 points is like an every week occurrence, so let's see. They've allowed 30 points for... Actually, it's only the third time. But they have allowed more than 24 points in all but one game. Which is their only win in the season. Yeah, this is a bad Brahmas defense. But we wait for them to come back from commercial. A 17-point Battlehawks lead. Oh, here we go. We're going to get a look at this. Oh, they actually gave him the conversion. They did take a look at it during the commercial break, and they determined he broke the plane. I thought he did. I'm watching it live, but... Yeah, definitely breaking the plane from that angle. And I think that is the correct call. So the conversion's good. And the Battlehawks, or Brahmas, can get the ball back. Now down 32-13. Kick can be returned from the 4. Jaden Sheridan up the middle of the field had a big return before. He gets it to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. So 1st and 10 from the 32. Mond hands off. Here's Aiden Robbins up the middle. And Robbins can gain 6 on 1st down. So 2nd and 4. Here's Robbins again, left side, or right side actually. And this time not much. Getting just maybe a yard. So 3rd and 3. Mond and shotgun back to his right. Mond looks to throw. Throwing outside, that is broken up. Very nice defensive play. Mond threw a little bit high and a little bit behind his receiver, but it was still a decent throw. But ends up getting knocked away. Now, I don't really like this decision to punt right here. I don't love this decision. You are in your own territory, but you're down by nearly 20. You're 1-7. Why not go for it? What's the worst that can happen? Like the punt gets returned to like the 15 or so, somewhere around there. Actually, about the 20. But like, I just don't like punting there. Like, what does that accomplish? I mean, you could also say what is going for it accomplish, but I get if you don't want to give him the ball in plus territory, but I mean, you're down by 19. What is there to lose at this point? I'd go for it from that spot if I was the Brahmas. But they end up punting, and the BattleHawks get the ball back. So it's going to be ball on their own 21-yard line, where the BattleHawks get the ball back. 12:47 to go in the game. A loss this week for the Brahmas, I believe, clinches them the first pick. Because even if the Showboats... Yeah, even if the Showboats lose out, they'd finish 2-8. And the Brahmas, they win next week. The best they can go is 2-8, and the Showboats have the tiebreaker. But yes, I believe a loss clinches the Brahmas for the first pick, even though the draft in the UFL is not necessarily a huge deal, because I mean the players don't have to come to the league at all. But just something to note. So 1st and 10 for the 21. Silver's pump fakes, takes a shot way downfield. This is incomplete, just overthrew Jakor Pearson. They tried another double move. Pearson was open. He had a step. But Silvers just overthrows him. Silvers hands off. I forget this guy's name, but he got a lot of space. First down and more. Gained 17 yards. And a nice run for the BattleHawks. Latulis, I think is his name. I'm really not sure. So ball now on the 37-yard line. They go back to the ground. Latulis is going to get about 5. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Not really sure. The offensive line tonight for the BattleHawks, 125 rushing yards, have not allowed a single sack. They've played very well. Silvers hands off again. And another good run, another first down in midfield. And the BattleHawks, they just continue to win in the ground game. I mean, they've played really well all around. I mean, the only area I would say they haven't played well is defense. And, I mean, they've only allowed 13 points. Because with the defense, they've allowed us to move the ball, but been great in the second half. Actually, they haven't been great on kick returns as well, but a couple big ones. Howard, right side, breaking tackles, still going. And Jarvion Howard gains 5. So 2nd and 5. So 2nd and 5. So handoff, Howard up the middle again. And another 5, maybe 6 yards for Jarvion Howard and a first down. BattleHawks have run for 144 so far today, over their season average of 141, which already leads the UFL. From the 39, Silver's going to look to throw. Silvers floats one deep downfield for Pearson, off his hand and incomplete. Another barely missed opportunity for Brandon Silvers. Second time he's missed Pearson on a double move this drive. It's hilarious that they go with double moves when they're up by 20. Why not save these for, like, the playoff game? Second and 10, they go back to the ground and no game. Third and 11, about 8 minutes to go. From the 40, Silvers in shotgun, Howard to his right. Silvers throwing outside that is caught by Frank Darby. He's going to stay inbounds, and Darby fumbles the ball. let's see. This is going to be Brahma football. Darby tries to do too much. And he fumbles it, recovered by the Brahmas. Jordan Williams recovers. And the Brahmas get the ball back with about 8 minutes to go. Darby just fighting for extra yards. Because he was going to be short of a first down. And then just unable to hold on to the ball. 7:41 to go. So we wait for them to come back from commercial. First time the BattleHawks have turned the ball over today. They lost fumble. Both teams actually have only turned it over once. Both lost fumbles. Hold on 1 second. Alright, but the Brahmas get the ball. It's going to be on their own 33-yard line. 7:29 to go. We still wait for them to come back from commercial. So now they're finally back from commercial. From the 33-yard line, Mond. And a handoff to Sean Corbin. Left side. He'll gain 7 to the 39-yard line. So 2nd and 4 from the 39. Empty backfield for Kellen Mond. Mond looks to throw, has time. Now time runs out. Mond bat at the line and incomplete. And we're going to go 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4, 6.5 to go. Mond pressured. Rolls to his right. Mond on the run, looking downfield. Throws one way downfield that is incomplete. Kirkland got hands on it, but it's broken up. And it's 4th and 4. Brahmas are going to go for it here on 4th down. So it's 4th and 4. Mond and shotgun back to his left. Battlehawks bring a blitz. Mond has time, steps up, throws underneath, that is caught short of a 1st down. D. Anderson made the catch 2 yards short and could not get anything after the catch. And the Battlehawks defense forced a turnover on downs. So the turnover on downs for the Brahmas, and the Battlehawks get the ball back. I thought there was a potential opportunity for Kellen Mond to run on that play, but ended up throwing it short of the sticks, and and yeah, can't get anything after the catch. But we still wait for them to come back from commercial. About 5.5 minutes left in this game. Well, I mean, it's clearly over. Hold on 1 second. So now they're back from commercial. The Battlehawks get the ball back. Up by 19. 32-13. About 5.5 minutes to go. 5:36 to be exact. So 1st and 10. The handoff right side, tries to turn the corner and knocked it down after getting a 2. Not a ton of space in the run. Second and 8. Battlehawks also 0 penalties today. That's pretty impressive. So 2nd and 8. Into the run play here with Tua's right side. For gain of 3. Third and 5. Silvers throws to Blake Jackson in the swing pass. He's got a first down. Gets out of bounds at the 23. Nice catch and run for Blake Jackson and a first down for the BattleHawks. Silvers hands off up the middle and still going. This is going to be a touchdown. BattleHawks. Kevin Watuas with touchdown. The BattleHawks with some more points. Kevin Watuas with the touchdown for the BattleHawks. His first touchdown of the season, he's been primarily running back 3 for the BattleHawks. And really seeing his first increased action of the season. And gets in the end zone. He's quite a nice game. 1-point attempt, and Watulas gets it again. He's in. 39-13, BattleHawks lead. It was a 23-yard touchdown run plus the 1-point conversion. And a good job from Kevin Watulas to obviously get in the end zone both times. 39-13. Now we're at 400 yards of offense for the BattleHawks. They also went over 400 back in week 1 against the Roughnecks. The kickoff is away, returned here by Jaden Sheridan. He'll get to the outside and try to turn the corner. He'll cross to 30, and Sheridan forced out at the 36. So 3:40 to go. The BattleHawks offense tonight, 7 possessions, 4 touchdowns, 6 field goals, and a UFL season high 39 points. They've played extremely well. 405 yards, 232 through the air, 173 on the ground. An overall great game for the BattleHawks. Still time left for the Brahmas to run the ball. But Deshaun Corbin gains 8. His 100-yard streak of 2 straight probably going to come to an end, although he's still in a really nice game. Deshaun Corbin has... Actually, he can get to 100. He's at 86. Another 14 yards can put him at 3 straight 100-yard games. Let's see if he can get there. 2nd and 3. Mond in shotgun, Corbin to his right. Mond going to look to throw. Mond throws incomplete. Trying to find Sheridan as the check down, although he's not looking for the ball. So 3rd and 3. 2:50 to go. Third and 3. Back to the ground. Broken tackle here. And Jaden Sheridan breaking more tackles. Going to gain 4 and a first down. Tough run for Jaden Sheridan. Mond pressured and incomplete. Just barely able to get a throw off. We're at the 2-minute warning here in the fourth quarter. 39-13. BattleHawks lead the Brahmas. We wait for them to come back from commercial. But yeah, we still wait for them to come back from commercial. Hold on 1 second. Alright. They're back from commercial. 2 minutes left in this game. Battlehawks up big. Although the Brahmas with the ball. Battlehawks averaging 263 yards per game. Tonight they're at 405, which is their most since week 1. Mond throws a screen to the outside. And a couple blockers out there. Again, a 5 there for the Brahmas. The receiver number 17, Ward. 3rd and 5. Mond and shotgun back to his right. Mond pressured, hit as he throws. Ball is out on the hit, but that is a pass, and it's incomplete. 4th and 5. 4th and 5. Brahms gonna go for it. Mond, and they're gonna get it themselves, or get it for free because Battlehawks jump off sides. Unless one of the Brahms offensive linemen moved. I think this should be on St. Louis. Let's see. Oh, it's delay a game. Very interesting. So, you sometimes see defensive linemen do that. They'll look at the play clock and as soon as it hits 0, they'll just start rushing the passer. So 4th and 10 after the penalty. Brahmas got a free play here. Mond is just going to chuck it away. BattleHawks jump off sides again. It's their first penalty of the day. So 4th and 5 after the penalty and then the other penalty. Minute 22 to go in the 4th quarter. Mond pressured, taken down for a sack. This time number 48, Garrett, able to get the sack after jumping off sides past 2 plays. Chris Garrett with the sack. Mond looking to hold on to the ball. The BattleHawks get the ball back. And a couple kneel downs should do it. Or will do it. Silvers takes a knee. It's going to be a 39-13 win for the BattleHawks. They allowed just 13 points. Just 95 passing yards, forced a turnover, got a sack, 3 stops on 4th down. But a great all-around game. The offense plays extremely well, the defense plays extremely well. And the BattleHawks, they enter the final week of the regular season on a great note. Now, next week, they will most likely be resting starters. At least key starters like Max Duggan. Probably Jacob Sellers. Maybe even Hakeem Butler. And maybe some defensive guys like Peter Tamanapenu. Travis Feeney. Maybe Willie Harvey. But the BattleHawks win this game 39-13. A great performance. They finished the year 5-1 at home in the regular season. They're now 7-2. Brahmas fall to 1-8 and will officially have the first pick in the UFL draft. But 39-13 final score. But I am interested to see who the BattleHawks start at quarterback next week. If potentially they might give Chevin Cordero a chance, although he had been hurt for a good chunk of the season, so maybe not, because he has not really been with the team a ton. He just came back either this week or last week. What? But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream. I don't really have a ton to say. This game's been over for a while. BattleHawks win big. They're now 8-2. No, 7-2. If they win next week, they'll be 8-2. Brahmas fall to 1-8. But that's gonna do it for this stream, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this stream, subscribe, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.